$1,314,497, and further that each board member be authorized to sign the document for submission to the appropriate agencies.
So moved.
Moved by Mrs. O'Hagan, second by Mrs. Reed. Any comments, questions? Nope. All those in favor? Aye. Board of Education accepts with thanks a donation of $1,250 from the Future Business Leaders of America Club for a prize they had won in the Nassau County Comptroller's Challenge to be used for the FBLA Club as detailed in the Thursday mailing.
So moved.
Moved by Mrs. O'Hagan,
Second.
second by Mrs. Reed. Questions or comments?
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Excellent. All right. All those in favor?
Aye.
Board of Education accepts with thanks a donation of $555 from Meadow School to set up the Joseph Nuzzi Scholarship Award, with $25 to be presented each year at the Meadow School Moving Up Ceremony to a fifth grade student who demonstrates determination, dedication, and who is an inspiration to their peers in the areas of fine arts, as detailed in the Thursday mailing. Moved by Mrs. Reed,
Second.
second by Mrs. Dreska. Any questions, comments? Just like thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Nice. All right. All those in favor?
Aye.
Board of Education approves the expenses on the Capital One Spark credit card for the 2015 school year, which totaled $1,038.82, as detailed in the Thursday mailing.
So moved.
Moved by Mrs. Reed,
Second.
second by Mrs. O'Hagan. Any questions or comments? All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
So 5 is on the consent agenda. We'll go to item 6. Board of Education approves the renewal of the agreement with Sound Actuarial Consulting for GASB 45 actuarial services for 2015-16 as detailed in the Thursday mailing.
So moved.
Moved by Mrs. Reed,
Second.
second by Mrs. Zareska. Any questions or comments? I just wanted to know this is the same fee that we paid them 2 years ago, 2014, so there's no increase. All those in favor?
Aye.
Board of Education approves the cell phone usage annual report as detailed in the Thursday mailing.
So moved.
Moved by Mrs. Reed,
Second.
second by Mrs. O'Hagan. Any questions or comments?
We said this was a decrease too.
Yeah, 23%, reduction, almost $1,400. All those in favor?
Aye.
Board of Education,
Eight
this
through
is
11.
8 through 11, these are on the consent agenda. So we move on to item 12. Board of Education approves contracts for 3 students attending private residential schools for the 2016-17 school year as detailed in the Thursday mailing. I got one. The school, first school is the Lowell School. We have 2 students attending for a total cost of $72,770. Martin DeForest. We have 1 student there attending a total cost of $34,855.
So moved.
Moved by Mrs. Reed,
Second.
second by Mrs. Zareska. Any questions or comments on this one? All those in favor?
Aye.
The Board of Education approves contracts for 4 students attending private residential schools for the 2016-17 school year as detailed in the Thursday mailing. We have 2 schools, Harmony Heights School, 1 student for a total cost of $26,712. Woodward Mental Health Center, the cost per student here $40,356. We have 3 students at a total cost of $121,068.
So moved.
Moved by Mrs. O'Hagan,
Second.
second by Mrs. Reed. Any questions or comments? All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Board of Education approves contracts for 1 student attending a private residential school for the 2016-17 school year as detailed in the Thursday mailing. This is Sale at Ferncliff, 1 student for a total cost of $55,402.
So moved.
Moved by Mrs. O'Hagan, second by Mrs. Reed. Any questions or comments?
Let the schools have this.
All right. Really get in there.
Sorry.
All
Gotta
those
be quick.
all those in favor?
Aye.
All right, so we move to 15. All right, item 17, Board of Education approves an intermunicipal cooperation agreement between the Oyster Bay East Norwood School District and the Baldwin School District to to share a .3 teacher of the visually impaired at 30% of her salary for the 2016-17 school year as detailed in the Thursday mail.
So moved.
Moved by Mrs. O'Hagan,
Second.
second by Mrs. Reed. Any questions or comments?
We're good, I'm good.
We're good? All right, all those in favor? Aye. Board of Education approves the renewal of the agreement with Ingram and Smith to serve as legal counsel for the district for the 2016-17 school year as detailed in the Thursday mail.
So moved.
Moved by Mrs. O'Hagan,
Second.
second by Mrs. Reed. Any questions or comments? All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Yeah.
Board of Education approves a contract with Stephen Cusson to provide assistance in building master schedules for the 2016-17 school year at a rate of $1,000 per day, not to exceed 8 days, and not to exceed $8,000, detailed in the Thursday mail.
So moved.
Moved by Mrs. Reed,
Second.
second by Mrs. Coles. Any questions or comments? All those in favor?
Aye.
Board of Education approves a contract with Avia Kennedy as the district's athletic trainer for up to 24 hours per week for $25,000 for the 2016-17 school year, as detailed in the Thursday mail.
So moved.
Moved by Mrs. Dreska,
Second.
second by Mrs. O'Hagan. Questions or comments? All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Board of Education approves the renewal of the agreement with Preferred Meal Systems, Inc. for the 2016-17 school year at a breakfast price of $1.52 and a lunch price of $2.48, as detailed in the Thursday mail.
So moved.
Moved by Mrs. O'Hagan,
Second.
second by Mrs. Reed. Any questions or comments?
Yes, we did send a bid out for this, and they're still like the only one out here that can
Yeah,
do this?
they
The
are.
Only one.
Yeah, we are in the process of evaluating the program
Right.
and looking for ways that we can improve it.
Any other questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Board of Education approves the agreement with Munistat Services, Inc. for the 2016-17 school year to provide the district with continuing disclosure and annual bond market compliance services for a fee of $1,000 as detailed in Thursday mail.
So moved.
Moved by Mrs. Reed,
Second.
second by Mrs. O'Hagan. Any questions or comments? All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
All right, so items 23 through 29 were part of the consent agenda. We are moving on to item 30. Board of Education approves the 2014-15 capital improvements program and accepts the recommendations by JAG Architects to award the site work reconstruction, masonry roof reconstruction, window installation, temperature control, and PA replacement system contracts to the lowest responsible bidders as detailed in the Thursday mail.
So moved.
Moved by Mrs. O'Hagan, second by Mrs. Dreska. Any questions or comments? All right, all those in favor? Aye. Board of Education approves the renewal of the agreement with CBIZ to provide the electronic annual update service for a fee of $1,580 as detailed in the Thursday mail. So moved.
Already second, huh? I'll second.
Second by Mrs. Reed. Any questions or comments?
Rolling.
All right, no questions or comments. All those in favor?
Aye.
I'm not used to that. Yeah. I'm always running.
All right.
The Board of Education approves the auditor appointments of Cullen and Danowski LLP as external auditor, Giovanna Di Fiore, CPA, as internal auditor, and Stuart Fishbein, CPA, PC, as claims auditor for the 2016-17 school year, as detailed in the Thursday mail.
So moved.
Moved by Mrs. Coles, seconded by Mrs. DeRuska. Any questions or comments? All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Board of Education approves the renewal of the ambulance and EMT service at all home varsity, junior varsity, and middle school football games for the 2016-17 school year at an unchanged fee of $600 as detailed in the Thursday mail.
So moved.
Moved by Mrs. Reed,
Second.
second by Mrs. O'Hagan. Any questions or comments?
I just wanted to understand, so they're just on the premises? That's all it is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Give us something.
I just-
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know
question, who set this fee? We did or they did? The event.
So this has been ongoing forever and the fee has not changed.
But it's bid, or is it not, because it's such a low fee?
I think
We
it's the
don't need to
local
bid it.
entity.
You don't need to bid it. because it's low.
It's
It's
only
Sole
$7.
provider.
What?
Sole
Yes,
provider.
it's sole provider.
It's a classic case of that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Board of Education approves the 2016-17 revised BOCES letter of intent in the amount of $7,970,972.02 as detailed in the Thursday mail.
So moved.
Moved by Mrs. O'Hagan, second by Mrs. Reed. Any questions or comments? All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Board of Education approves the agreement with John A. Grillo, Architect PC, to provide architectural services for the 2016-17 school year at the same fee schedule as for the services provided in the 2015-16 school year, as detailed in the Thursday mail.
So moved.
Moved by Mrs. O'Hagan, second by Mrs. Reed. Any questions or comments? All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
All right, 36 to 40, or
Yep.
already consent agenda. All right, moving on to the use of facilities. Board of Education, all right, so we gotta do this different, right? We broke it out.
Right.
You don't have to.
No, I think
This is the new.
so we're gonna, right, we did amended June, and then this is, all right, so then the Board of Education approves the amended use of facilities report for June 2016, and the use of facilities report for July 2016 as detailed. Moved by Mrs. Reed,
Second.
by Mrs. O'Hagan. Any questions or comments? All those in favor?
Aye.
Board of Education reviews the following policies as detailed in the Thursday mailing. Policy 2500, school conduct and discipline. Policy 4170, personnel evaluations, observations. Policy 5160, attendance. Policy 6670.1, internet safety. Policy 1900, parental involvement. And Policy 3220, investments. This is just a review. We have to read a motion to accept it, or
No, you're just reviewing it.
we're just reviewing it.
The one that's in,
Yeah,
That's
no,
not-
these are the other policies that we.
okay, this is the one that.
Right, we have to do this.
Okay.
All right. Access to student records. The Board of Education approves that access to student records will be limited to certified staff, clerical staff as necessary, the school district physician, and the law firm of Ingerman Smith, the school district counsel. Moved by Mrs. Reed,
Second.
second by Mrs. Dreska. Any questions or comments? All those in favor?
Aye.
Board of Education approves the appointment of an impartial hearing officer in case number 10600 as detailed in the Thursday mailing. Moved by Mrs. Reed,
Second.
second by Mrs. O'Hagan. We can't discuss this because it involves the student. All those in favor?
Aye.
Nothing, we can't discuss it in public, we discussed it in exec session where it is appropriate to do so. The Board of Education approves the memorandum of agreement with Syntax Communications for services from June 13th, 2016 through August 31st, 2016 at an hourly rate of $350 as detailed in the Thursday mail.
So moved.
Moved by Mrs. O'Hagan, second by Mrs. Reed. Any questions or comments? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, Board of Education approves the following resolution. Whereas a request was made through the EF High School Exchange Year in Cambridge, Massachusetts, a foreign exchange organization designated by the U.S. Department of State to allow one student to attend the Walden School District during the 2016-17 school year, based upon the fact that such student will be residing in the district with an approved host family. And whereas the district is desirous of fostering the international exchange program where appropriate, and whereas having the foreign exchange student attend the district for 1 year will not result in any additional costs to the district, Now therefore be resolved that the Board of Education approves one student to attend the Baldwin schools during the 2016-17 school year through EF Exchange based upon the circumstances reflected herein and subject to the condition that such approval shall not constitute past practice or precedent with respect to future applications made by foreign exchange programs.
So,
Moved by Mrs. O'Hagan, second by Mrs. Coles. Any questions or comments?
my question is, does that mean that the organization will cover, first of all, they make the selection of the host family? Or that host family applied to that organization?
They applied to that organization.
And that student is covered both insurance-wise and, you know, whatever, that we don't have any liability for that child.
Correct, we have no liability and it costs the district nothing.
Any other questions?
No.
No questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Oh, wait.
Yeah, marriage and,
Yeah, All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Item 14, we're skipping. Right. Points, does anyone have anything under other? No? Excellent, all right. Moving right along.
Your one meeting,
Oh, right.
all this.
Excellent, they're organized. Important dates. The next meeting of the Board of Education, next regular meeting is Wednesday, August 10th, at 8 o'clock right here in the district office. And we'll have a discussion about period.
Oh, we need to have a discussion?
Well, I think we want to have.
It was only 15 minutes for the first 30, we opened over 30 minutes, and we only had 15 minutes worth of questions and comments.
Let's limit it to time,
Okay.
whether we
there's
make
some-
it a 5-minute limit or whatever, in that way.
We'll open this up, I guess we'll have the same time, 3 minutes
Yeah.
per person.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
There's no other, close it down.
Okay, all right. Well, okay.
Hi, Lori Fitzpatrick, 228 Rock Mary. I just have a question about the foreign exchange student. Now, I know in the high school there are certain classes that have a limit to sizes and things like that. Will one of, lack of a better word, our students be kicked out if this foreign exchange student wants to be in one of these?
So the agreement that was made was that adding this student to the roster would not cause a split in a class. So it will not cause one of our Baldwin students not to be able to be in the class, nor will it cause a split in a class. It also doesn't obligate us into the future.
Go on.
Yeah, my question is also about the foreign exchange program, because I remember when Mr. Scannell was here, I questioned about it, and he said that we don't take any revenue in for this student. In other words, if we take a student in from another school district and so forth, we charge them tuition. And so I just wanted to know, and every student costs us money, nothing is done at no cost. So I was just wondering, do we get dibs on some sort of, do one of our students, in other words, do we get value out of this? We're providing value because students do cost money. Or do we get value out of this? In other words, do we get, do one of our students get the opportunity to go to a foreign country? In other words, is this like a barter system? Because we are providing value. The student is costing us money, but I want to make sure we get value for the school district, that one of our students can go at no cost.
All right.
So the way that this works, and we've done this for the last couple of years, I know there was an application before I was here, and the application was rejected because it was not through an agency. There are multiple ways that you can do this. One is, as an individual person, I am hosting someone from a foreign country. It's not going through an organization. In those cases, those applications are rejected. In this case, it's accepted because it's going through an agency, and as Mrs. O'Hagan said, there is insurance and all of that that's covered through this organization. This came to us through the host family in Baldwin. This was not a request by the organization to host the family. It was a request by a Baldwin family who is hosting this student and is requesting that this student have an opportunity to attend our schools. Before the application was approved, we made sure that there was room, that there was no required classes the student had to take. So in other words, where our kids were required to take algebra, they were required to take US history, they were required to take global, we made sure that there was no required classes, which allowed us to create a schedule for this youngster where there was openings in classrooms. And so that's how that was done. It does not obligate us in the future, so because we've accepted this one particular student, it does not mean that we have to do it in the future. And if our families want to send their kids overseas through this organization, that's an opportunity that they have directly through the organization. We don't encourage it, we don't facilitate it, it's really up to the families. In some of those cases, there have been multiple reasons why families have chosen to host families. In some cases, they have adopted children from those similar countries, and they want their kids to have experience with kids of a similar culture who are coming directly from the countries they have originally come from.
Any other questions? Mr.
Okay, there was a, I guess, resolution or something that had to do with the John A. Grillo architect that was approved or re-upped or whatever. That's again ties into my question about the outreach part.
And that ties into the same thing where we do RFPs. We do that.
It's like a multi-year extension and,
Yeah, I mean, we can decide if it's in there to not, but, you know, we continue on. There's a benefit in a lot of cases to the continuity of the people in the district. They're, in this case, maybe in the middle of work, projects that they're working on, we just approved additional, projects that we're doing, so. But that falls into that category of things that we do look at every year. So-
okay.
And
'Cause-
if I could just
Sure.
add something,
Yeah.
Joel, this is a relatively new company for us. We had for many years used a different architectural firm, and the last time we went out, we decided, not for anything, nothing against the old firm, that it might be time for a change. So Grillo is a relatively new firm for us, only a couple of years. So we
Okay.
did
They're a
make
well-established firm.
Oh, absolutely, but I meant that we
Well, I mean, I know
did make a
they're,
change a
yeah, I
couple
know
years
that they're
ago.
established, it's just, I mean,
Yeah.
I guess because there's just so much between, in terms of what's going on between the county and the town and the whole procurement mess that we're still feeling the impact of. We really have to look at, and
Sure.
again, the school district takes up 3 times the cost of what we're paying for the county and the town. 2 times, 3 times, whatever, it's high. So I'm looking at, not just me, but, again, residents who are not able to come, or those residents who have already packed up and have left town, because I've got now 2 zombie houses on my street, and the street's only 2 blocks. So,
Yeah.
looking at who we're contracting with, as far as, and I know the people at Newsday, and they know me. So I'm not trying to look at another news article in Newsday that says that the Baldwin School District is in bed with a certain contractor, or somebody's relative has a contractual relationship, or somebody's getting sweetheart deals because I'm vocal in my disappointment, and I'm using that word lightly. But that's, again, a consideration that needs to be addressed ahead of time.
We, we go out for RFPs, we as a board, we get the proposals, we get, recommendations, but ultimately we decide, we look at that. And one of the things that I look at when I look at the RFPs, when we get the proposals that come in, is what is the cost?
Okay. I understand that.
I can't speak for everyone.
I understand
I'm sure.
that, but I'm also looking at, because, allegedly, even all of our elected officials looked at the cost,
Right,
but
you're also talking about the relationship.
they're not looking at,
between the
exactly.
vendor
Now we're
and-
having an extensive review process now because of people kind of feeling like, oh, well, they're in that position because I put them in there on good faith. I have no faith anymore. And like I said, I'm putting money out into a school system, into a system that I'm not getting any benefit from, but I'm putting more and more money out.
Understood.
So that's why I'm saying,
That we-
if the vetting process,
There's no relationship.
there's no
between
relationship,
these
and there's
agencies
actually
and
something that's
anyone on the board.
documented. What I'm asking is, if I could just finish, what I'm asking is, if there's a document that is signed with those that are involved with the review process, which is something that they're now doing on the state level and the county level,
We need
that-
board members.
as the fiduciary responsibility representatives for those that are making the decisions,
Yes.
that there is a form that has to be signed that says, I don't know, I'm not related to this
Yes.
person.
Actually, I just filled mine out.
Yes,
Every
I
year.
need to go.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's-
We all do that,
There's
we
an
all,
collusion form signed as
That's
part
for
of
the
the
vendor.
RFP.
Right.
yeah.
So
But
what-
also,
what's
we
the-
sign that as part of our ethical responsibility. We sign a form
So it's
swearing
portion
that we
both
do
ways.
not
The
benefit.
first they-
So the vendor
Yeah,
signs
sign
form
form.
saying there's no collusion with the
They
vendors or anything, and we
We
sign a form
sign
every
forms,
year.
we all sign
And say we have
forms.
no connection to any of these, any of the vendors or any of the
Or
transactions.
we
that
don't
we've approved.
benefit in any way,
Right.
so on.
Okay, I understand, okay, I get that. And the other question from earlier had to do with possibly getting the access to the data from the survey. Is that public or
It's not public.
per se? I mean, I don't need everybody's names or whatever, but I'm just saying, just as far as the extrapolation of the information.
I would have to look into that.
Okay.
I don't have a problem with what the presentation was, but I'm gonna have to look into that.
Yeah, I just want to see the results. I don't need to see the raw data, and I'm surprised that the county wants to look at that, but maybe the
And I
54,
don't know that I'm giving them the raw data.
yeah, the 54 lawyers that they have and the 15 additional consultants that they have and tied into the litigation fund that they've got $40 million in. I don't see where they have time to look at the raw data for this, but anyway.
Are there any other questions from the audience? Excellent. Seeing none, can I get a motion to adjourn?
I'll second.
All right. Moved by Ms. Hagan, second by Ms. Reed. All those in favor?
Aye.